All right, it's gonna be what is this? Atlanta, Housewives of Atlanta, season 16, episode 7, Nashville. Hold 'em. Opening with Brittany trying to buy a Ferrari. I don't know if she did or not. Drew and Angela go out to eat. Only thing I wrote down for that was Drew lying about being Michael Jordan's cousin, talking about, oh, I be joking. Like, okay, that comes up a little bit later because why you always joking and it's not even funny. And that purse that she had, I don't, they always got to put up the price, which I should have wrote it down because I don't forget, but I think it was like 5,000 or so, something like that. It was shaped like a martini glass. I don't know, something that I wouldn't really wear. I don't know. She trying to step it up, okay? We see it, Drew. You trying to step it up, but is it the right steps? That is the question that she needs to ask herself. So we see it's like it was Kelly, Cynthia, Portia, Shamia, and they were just kind of talking about uh, what happened with at the peace situation, the peace tea, the peace brunch, or whatever that they had, and everybody was supposed to be peaceful, but it turned out not to be that way, right? Because Angela and Brittany kind of got into it just a little bit, because Brittany was just being a little bit snippy, okay? Uh, I guess should we say she's on edge these days because of what happened between her and Kenya. Being new to the group, who can I trust, and all this type of stuff, right? So, in the midst of this talk, we learned that Kelly had her dog stolen at some point, and she died. That's why she dyed it pink in all types of colors because don't nobody want a pink dog, right? Okay, makes sense, I guess. Um, we kind of went back and forth with Brittany as well while she was over there trying to buy that Ferrari over there. Just saying that how she thinks that Angela was lacking a little bit empathy, maybe some of the other ladies because they were taking Kenya's side in this. And like she kept saying, well, Kenya is gone and I am here. So y'all should be worried about me, 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 and forget about her. And yeah, that wasn't really what I mean, she was feeling it, but the ladies really wasn't. So between her and Angela, obviously, she ain't like how she was coming for her about the insurance license. So she says, "Well, I mean, yeah. What if I would have came at her talking about some, oh, Charles had a baby on you. I heard the rumors, such and such, here, there." Which I know we was gonna get there at some point. I thought it would be with Portia because she didn't want to say it. See, because I'm like, oh, you heard some stuff, but why you ain't want to say it? But now that Brittany, got a little ammo and a little, chip on her shoulder, hey, I could throw this at her given the right opportune moments. And Angela, on the other hand, she, was just like, listen, like, I guess she can get over stuff really quickly at this point. We see, like, okay, I could be mad or upset or something, but I can let it roll over and we can start over anew the next day. And I guess that's how Angela feels. Like, Brittany just need to, she just got some growth, a little growth to do. Need to humble herself just a tad bit, bring herself down a little bit. But for the most part, she just had to own her part in the fight between her and Kenya because that's not what she was doing. It was woe is me, instead of, hey, ladies, like okay, you owned it in other areas, but not with the group. It's a difference, right? So, Angela and Drew, on the other hand, was getting to talking. Of course, Drew got this divorce going on, which we'll get to that a little bit later. Um, this thing with her and Portia, Angela sees fit that it is her job to get these ladies together. And she's going to invite Drew on Portia's birthday trip because Portia said, hey, I'm going to go to Nashville. This whole cowboy movement is kind of going on right now. So we'll go to Nashville and, do it a girls trip. And I'm going to invite some other ladies. So it's going to be, a real thing. But Drew is not invited. But Angela like, well, I'm gonna invite her anyway. So Drew like, I don't know. Let me think about it and I'll see how I'm feeling. So Angela has to let us know that, listen. Well, actually, I guess it's for good reason for later, right? Her nose, as we all can see, it got pinched a little bit too much with the nose job. Whoever the doctor did that didn't right. He took a little bit too much, right? So it was suggested to her that she get a little Botox to, I guess, make it uh poof up a little bit, which it did, but it kind of like made her whole this whole area of her face swell up, like, you know what I'm saying? So she was like, "Ooh, I'm trying to hide a little bit and hopefully it go down before I go to Nashville." So Drew and Brittany meet up because, Brittany didn't really appreciate the way that Drew was coming at her, which, I mean, Shamia kind of said pretty much the same thing. I guess, listen, different people in different ways. And when you don't, you take it differently, right? Even though they both said the same thing, girl. But either way, um, Drew, she likes Brittany. She want to be her friend. Brittany open to getting to know her, but just letting her know, like, I just didn't appreciate how y'all was, all on Kenya's side, and I'm here with my tears, and you guys aren't catching them, and I wasn't appreciating that, right? But right, and then y'all trying to call me out on it, so to speak. Drew was like, well, whatever, I can get over it. We were just trying to figure out what was going on with you and how we saw it, being Kenya's friend, this and that. So, because, and Kenya's not here. So it was like, yeah, the way you was doing that, we just didn't like the way it was coming out. That's all. Because I wasn't only, like, she wasn't Drew, though, wasn't the only one who felt it. She was just the one to express it. But all the other ladies pretty much felt the same way, right? Um, in the midst of this conversation, Drew's confessional talking about, oh, she wants straight answers from this girl and find out all the good stuff. Like, girl, you the number one liar who can't never get no story straight. Like, if they ask Drew, I need a confessional person to ask her, or the producers, yeah. Is the sky blue today, Drew? Ask her, is the sky blue? Because I swear she's going to say, oh, yes, it's a good day outside. There's a couple clouds with, a ray of sunshine. This and this. But is the sky blue? Like, she's not going to give you a straight answer. It's ridiculous, but you demand it from others, okay? Either way, Brittany was, I guess, an open book in this moment because Drew straight up and asked her, like, did you sell the cat? You know? Um, and she was like, no, I didn't do that. I wasn't even out there like that. Like, we was doing some camera webcam stuff, me and my friend, just, in the nude, out there exposing ourselves in the nude. But making a little pretty, look at we made a pretty coin, and I was young. I think maybe, did she say a teenager or nah? Because either way, okay, so I guess that's the main factor as to why Miss Kenya got in trouble, because she didn't realize the age of said person inside that was in, which, it's just a lot that goes into it, right? Because when you really, really think about it, it's like, it's a lot of questions that go to Brittany in this instance, not the Kenya, it's to Brittany because she's the one who did this, right? And who's to say whoever else she was involved with when she did this, okay? Like, but we don't want to go deep down that rabbit hole. But either way, Drew says that she thought she recognized one of the guys in one of the pictures that Kenya exposed. And Brittany like, okay, so who, you sure you know them? Who, which one, and what's, the name, da da da. Drew like, oh no, I was just joking. See, I'm this joking thing coming up. I was just joking. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's not funny. So Drew is going to court. Okay, this is, I think, I don't know if this is a mediation or like a part of the trial or whatever they call it, right? So she's trying to get three things done in this meeting or date, which is we need to get Ralph out the basement. We need Ralph's documents, financial documents, and we need to keep this divorce sealed, okay? Because she doesn't want the kids to know anything disparaging about their father, I guess, right? Because she said it's mostly on her end. The producers asked her, "There ain't nothing on you," and she said, "No, it's just, it's the kids and him, and I just don't want them to be, to know all that." Okay, so they go in there, they come out. Ralph got him a new lawyer, which is he got him a lady lawyer, okay? Look, a black lady lawyer. So she looked like she a talker too. Like, ooh, I don't know, Drew. I mean, she got her a black lady lawyer too, but the other one, was she wearing Louis Vuittons? Or yeah, I was saying because your lawyer didn't look too spiffy. It's the spiffy ones you gotta look out for. They come out. Yeah, probably about actually it was only 20 minutes. It took pretty quick. It looked real quick. The judge says that Ralph can still remain in the basement. They will unseal the records, and Ralph did not turn over any of his financial documents. So I think my main question is because why is he in the basement, right? Talking about because he paid bills. So whose whose name is on the deed or lease of the house? Okay, I think. Well, if they really get unsealed, I need to look this up. Like for real, is that in there? Because this it will kind of let me know a little bit more. What's it will make me understand better as to why you in the basement. Because okay, let's say it's his house. He paying all the bills, and she only wants to stay technically, because I'm the woman, I'm the wife, and I got the kids. I deserve, right? I mean, right. Um, Cause yeah, I just need to know. And what bills does she actually pay? Talking about you pay all the bills. Well, Drew, tell us what do you pay anything? Cause she has not said that she doesn't pay anything. Like I'm so like or did she So either way, he all happy and geek because what he thinks is that it's good for him because he wants to expose Drew of what's in there. So she all crying and sad and shit because she, lost that little part, which was, I guess, the most important part because of the kids, right? But listen, what's it? She must have some shit in there on her because I would be, if it, listen, that's their daddy. They gonna learn one day anyway, so it's okay. But if it's you, then you just gonna have to look. You just gonna have some things to explain. So Nashville, we gonna get there. Everybody's arriving on time except for Angela because she missed her flight. I don't know what the heck she said she was doing. Got caught in traffic because Atlanta traffic is a little bit backed up a little bit. I have experienced a little bit of it when I went to visit. I'm like, dang, it took us like an hour just to get to the mall. Like that's how bad the traffic was. The ladies go through the house, pick the rooms as usual, always somebody who don't like something. I just kind of appreciated the joke about Drew being in the basement because is that where she actually gonna be when she show up? When Angela actually gets there, they go out to eat, like they usually do. And she lets everybody know that, I did invite Drew. So she's going to show up at some point, this and this and that. And of course, everybody rolled their eyes because they all knew that Portia uninvited her. So they're looking at her like, for real, we knew she wasn't coming because Portia told us. And this is Portia's trip. And just like, right, this is my birthday, my trip, my rules, my peoples. And this is what you want to do? Okay, Angela. I guess we just gonna let you have it. So remember Angela was talking about getting that Botox in her nose, kind of made her swell up a bit. So she was trying to hide. Apparently, I guess shopping for this trip, she was at Neiman's and she actually ran into Kelly and Brittany, which they both stories didn't really add up as to who spoke to who and what and what and what. But apparently on Brittany and Kelly's side, uh, Miss Angela was over there trying to ditch and dodge, with her big glasses on and stuff. So she must have not have told them. But obviously, we know ahead of time. So they set us up for the play. Brittany and Kelly, they are sharing stylists. That guy that Kelly was using, yeah, she's loaning him out to Brittany on this trip, just trying to help her out, make her feel good. Duh, duh, duh. So they finally get to go out on the town. They get to see all her other friends. I ain't gonna go through all the names, but it was like at least another five, a group of five girls, 5 to 6, all in their pretty good cowboy get up gears, which is cool. I just actually went to a Boots on the Ground concert this past Friday. So, yeah, I was like, listen, I was all up in the cowboy spirit and actually got to ride the bull. And I'm gonna say I actually rode my bull longer than any of them girls. All them girls did was what, 30 seconds, 20 seconds, 15 seconds. Well, I think one of them had like 40 seconds. And then the last one was a Kelly. She had like 50 seconds. Or no, that was Shamia. Shamia had like 50 seconds. Guess how long mine was? 1 minute 10 seconds. Okay, and that's only because I put one hand. I was trying to be slick, right, and do like one of these, but it was too much for me, so I ended up swinging back around and falling down. It's on TikTok if y'all ever, is it my name? I think it's just my name, Comita Holmes on TikTok. Yeah, I got a few videos on there. My Ray J video when I went to the concert. Dog, that's my highest rated video. It is hilarious. I mean, but let me get off, go through this real quick because this is the end of the show. They mentioned like, where is Drew and when is she coming? Drew is telling Angela, oh, well, I don't know, I'll be there when I get there. This and this. Now I got stuff to do. They flip over to Drew. She in the club with her sister talking about, oh, it's a celebration for signing a record deal or whatever with her and Dennis, which I thought Dennis was gonna be there, but he didn't show up. But they did FaceTime each other, so yeah. And like I said, this was pretty much the end. Portia and Angela kind of go back and forth a little bit because of her inviting Drew. Like, girl, I'm trying to have fun. This is my birthday. This is, my stuff. And she was not invited, but you decided you was going to do this anyway. So whatever. I felt pressured into doing this. Angela was like, well, girl, don't say pressured because that make it sound like I'm bullied you or something. And she like, yeah, that's what you did. And of course, with the back and forth, um, she's like, well, Angela, she's like, well, when we talked and I suggested bringing her, you act like it was okay. Like you kind of gave, like you didn't give me a real no or a real yes. So the vibe that you gave me was kind of like, okay, she can come anyway. So that's why I did it. But I feel like I could bring y'all together and this and this and that, and I'm like, Angela, everybody is looking at you crazy. Like literally everybody at the table is looking at you like, what the heck is wrong with you? Even her friends that she invited, they looking at you like, well, why would you do such a like why? Just it doesn't make any sense. Like I can see if we was like it was a like if it was a party, like a regular party in Atlanta with no trip, and we was it was just like that. Not even Portia's birthday party. Like let's because actually the birthday party would have really set me. I ain't gonna lie. That's what that my birthday was Sunday, Easter Sunday on this episode. Okay, ain't no way, ain't no way, ain't no way. I would have went off on Angela. She actually would have been kicked out. She wouldn't even been there. Her and Drew would have been back in Atlanta, sitting up in there in the back corner, looking like what kind of VIP was that? Listen, I gotta go. This episode wasn't even nothing. Yeah, talk to y'all later. Bye. Housewives of Atlanta, season 16.